Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New Oaks AI podcast. I'm your host, Leland Best of Best Studios over here in the US, and we've got Ray Luan, CEO of New Oaks and EasySite.ai, hanging out on the other side of the planet with us today. So, Ray, nice to see you as always. Happy New Year and all those other good things that come with the season. We were here last time. No,
Um,
it wasn't the New Year yet, was it? It was like right at the New Year, right? Yeah, we were barely
right.
here,
Yep.
barely here.
Very
So
here.
20,
Yep.
so
Yep.
2026 looks like it's already kicking
Wow.
off with a bang.
Yeah. Very exciting,
So
right?
it is. I am. I'm excited, dude. I've been playing around a lot. I'm building an internal AI here at the studio that we can chat with on, not just to use for automations,
Yeah.
but for myself as an internal agent that my wife can use at her leisure. Basically, building an Olama build inside a container. Well,
Yeah.
it's installed, and then I'm using a container to go ahead and build an interface to it so
Yeah.
that we can save all our chats here at the house instead of worrying
Wow.
about where they're found online. And
Yeah.
we'll just be able to ask away with no concerns for cost because we'll just use the little RTX cards over here and drill
Okay.
out all the tokens that we need to at high speed. So
Wow.
should be fun.
Nice. That's very nice. That's very
You
nice.
never know. What about you, Ray? What do you got going for 2026 far?
Wow. Yeah. 2026. So it's going to be a big year for us. Brand new year. I think in the AI business, there's a lot of things are happening. I just echo to what EasySite, Mark Andreessen from EasySite said. I think this year, agent is going to replace a lot of white collar jobs. Last year, I mean, the first job is developers. I think most of developers is already been like replaced by AI, especially
Mm-hmm.
due to Anthropic Cloud Code, the advancement of Cloud Code, right? And a Gemini
Mm-hmm.
3.0 Pro. I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
the second batch of white collar jobs will be sales because the junior level and mid level sales will be replaced soon by agent. So this year, I think the keyword is agent,
Mm-hmm.
means that
Mm-hmm.
AI can actually be more proactive, start to plan any task. You just throw your objective, give AI a task, just like some sales guy you hired right after out of college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say if the agents call like Alice, say Alice, I want you to find me 100 customers. I mean within 1 week,
Yeah.
and the agent should be able to search online and find your ideal customer profile and um, either scrape the Google to get more data and everything, then follow up, do the automated follow up, eventually even book a meeting or close the deal. So I think that's
Makes
that's
sense.
that's what's going to happen. Agents is going to replace a lot of junior level jobs in all positions, including sales, HR, any jobs that you're sitting in the office, right, and do in front of computer. So most of the jobs should be replaced. So that's what we are prepared for. Yeah, there will be a lot of agents by the end of 2026 hanging on
Yes.
the internet. So
They're all over already, right? I was looking at a few just off the wall websites, including your own. I mean,
yeah,
I ran into one that I
mhm.
didn't even know existed. Have you ever played with RovoDev?
Not yet, but
It's
tell me
just
what it.
out there. If you're playing on Atlassian or Jira or any of those Atlassian builds, you can actually get like 2,000 credits for free from their system, which is a
Wow.
Claude 4 haiku that
Oh,
lets you run your own machine. And I ran the CLI and literally built an entire CRM. I'll show it to you later.
wow.
Within the span of the 2,000 credits that I used, it had to be
Okay.
like 2 million tokens or more. It was really kind of strange. And it looks like we're having some weird video anomalies coming across the video, but no big deal.
Okay.
What I saw there though is that people could literally use Claude Haiku. If you
Uh-huh.
had a bunch of users in your organization, each
Yeah.
one has an opportunity to get 2,000 free credits right off the bat for the beginning of
Wow.
the month. And then
Okay.
it's $20 a month, I think, for the service, just
Yeah.
like Claude or any of the others. But it's pretty good. I was amazed at how fast it was running on my system, and I built an entire. I'll show it to you before we end tonight.
Yeah.
But I was pretty impressed. It was
Yeah.
no comparison to EasySite though. Nothing of the sort.
Well, yeah, I believe there are a lot of awesome companies. They come up with a lot of cool stuff. But when it comes to Cloud Code, Anthropic recently actually shut out X AI because they use Cursor, right, to access Cloud Code and to do their own model development. So Cloud Code is become a commodity, like everybody want it.
Doesn't
And
that kind of make sense though, Ray, that they would have cut him out of the picture in the first place? I thought it was kind of interesting that they waited this long to keep
right.
a competitive AI from scraping and using its own internal system
Yep.
to code with and learn about its own code process and how it figures and how it thinks and how it, goes through its thinking process, just like we do when we go into chain of thought. They get to see all that information. So what do you think XAI is doing with it? So I think to cut it off wasn't an unexpected thing.
Oh yeah,
I saw that
they
coming.
should have done that earlier, right?
Well, kind of shows how far XI is behind a
Yeah.
little. If they've got to
So
use a competitor's product and scrape it like they do, what does that say about their
another
own product?
insight is that you know that the Manus has been acquired for like 4 billion by Meta. I think follow up on that acquisition or deal. I think another insight is that most of the AI model companies are going to become application companies in the same time. It means that
Yeah.
every AI model company is building their own applications.
Mhm.
So, and I think in the future, near future, most of the advanced agent application companies will also build their own models. So eventually, I think it will merge, right? There will be no application business or AI model business because everybody is going to, other business is going to have their own AI model, either open source or
Yeah.
it
I
has to be
saw
open
that
source
coming.
or build their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think, or they're going to either that or distill something that they've done. Yeah, it'll have to be open source, of course. Anything siloed, you're not going to be able to crack into anyway. But I
Yeah.
think at some point, people are even going to just build their own, like you said, not even they'll
Exactly.
be their own open source builder because they'll
Yes.
be able to code one
Yeah.
themselves with their own agent. It'll just be like
Right.
use someone else's LLM to code another LLM.
Right.
It's really all they're
Right.
going to be doing. I see that across just about everything that we do. I mean, the minute you hit GitHub nowadays, it's
Yeah.
like people are out just looking for everyone else's builds and seeing what they can duplicate, replicate, work
Yeah.
from, whatever, pull here, pull there, and then create their own beast, which is fine. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what we do right now. I've done that with EasySite. So let's talk about EasySite a little bit, Ray. I mean, a lot of news is going to take place in the cloud and competitive space,
Yeah.
but I just saw Meta's announcement as well that he wants to give it to everybody. And I don't know. What do you think Mark's going to do there? It looks like we might lose right here for a second.
Yeah.
But do
The
you think
big
he's got a niche where he can just build an open source product like Meta is intended to and provide an adequate like coding capability for people so everybody has access? Do you see that
uh,
coming to the point where it'll just be free to have like Claude 4.5? You shouldn't
Whoa,
have to pay to have it.
wow, that's a
I'm
bold
asking.
statement. But
I'm thinking
I think eventually, but it's
it's
going to
just
take,
higher intelligence.
yeah, it's going to take very long time. I think the bottleneck is not GPUs. The bottleneck is
Oh,
electricity, power. Think
videos.
about
Yeah,
it. If you
yeah.
want to have free access to all like to the a coding um, software or agents,
Mhm.
you need a lot of power, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, for
currently,
sure.
even the US is sort of powered. The US power grid was built like 50 years ago. I mean, it was
Yeah.
not built
It ain't
for
ready
the
for that. It's
massive
not.
application of AI, right?
No,
So
it's
the
not.
power is going to be the bottleneck. So before the power problem be solved by Elon Musk by establishing a space GPU platform in the outer space, in near outer space.
Yeah,
Before,
maybe.
yeah,
It's
before he
possible.
does that, I don't think the power issue will be solved because
Fusion, all they need to do is really get these fusion reactors working the way we
right,
know they can. Those
right,
would solve the problem. Would it
Right.
cause for a lot more issues with the water end of things? Probably that too.
Yeah, but
Everybody made a big claim that the water was going to disappear because of all these AI infrastructures. I don't think that's true at all.
no,
They just need to find easier ways to cool them. That's all.
the fusion is going to take, I think, still going to take like at least 5 to 10 years. I mean, still a long way to go.
Mhm.
The Sam Altman and Bill Gates, they invented the same fusion company in Silicon Valley, right?
Mhm.
I think the name is Helio, something like that.
Yeah, something
Uh,
Helio. Yeah.
Helio, yeah, Helio. So yeah, I mean, the bottlenecks there. I mean, it's still very hard to reach the ignition temperature, which is 100 million temperature degrees,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
100 million
Mhm.
degrees to start the fusion reaction
Yeah.
process. So there's
Yeah.
still a long way to go. Yeah, but I agree. Fusion
Once
is
they
the
get
way.
it though, we're good to go. Yeah. Once they
Yep,
hit that.
yep,
Oh, by the way, we do have looks like brand authorities out there in the chat today on YouTube. So thank you. One of our number one fans out there for New Oaks and EasySite both. So he says,
yep.
morning, Ray and Leland. Well, morning, right back
Morning.
at you.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't really see that being, like you said, it's a few years out before we really have to consider what the possible alternatives to the power consumption issues are. But I don't know. I do look at this as, it's a higher intelligence that I think should be available to the world. I don't think it's something that should be held under lock and key necessarily. It should be gate kept to a point so that the bad players don't take advantage of technology like this and use it in bad ways. But I
Yep.
do believe there should be a level of capability. Like a 19-year-old kid should
Yep.
be able to sit down and code his heart out as long as he wants to without having to worry about spending thousands of dollars in tokens
Yep.
just to do so. And they're giving breaks to the educational sector, which is good. I like that. That's cool. But it should be more. It should be available to people in their homes, especially
Agree.
people that can't get
Uh,
out. Just give it to
Um,
them. There's no
but there's
reason not.
another route. Just echo to what you said to
Mhm.
allow like average people to be able to code in the cheaper way. I think open source model is the way to go. So the first tier coding model obviously is Cloud Code, Opus 4.5 and also Gemini 3.0 Pro. But the second tier are mostly the open source models like Quiven from and DeepSeek, Quiven
Mhm.
and DeepSeek and other
Mhm.
like Kimi. I think that those are the top three open source coding models. They're
Yep.
much cheaper than Cloud Code right now. But quality wasn't still, was not on par with Cloud Code yet.
True. There's
But
a new one that just came out. I think it's GMR 2.4.6. I just
oh,
found access to a cloud version of it. Let me see
okay,
something. I don't know if I'll be able to pull
yeah,
it up over here. I loaded it up in Llama the other day, or I was going to. There's a cloud version of it.
okay,
But I know what you're talking about because I'm using the Q Gwen, I'm using the DeepSeek. It's GLM 4.6
yeah,
cloud.
yeah. Well,
Who made
GLM,
that? Do you know anything about that one? I've
yes.
never.
Yes, GLM is a Chinese AI model company. I think they
Okay,
recently
gotcha.
IPO'd in Hong Kong stock market.
Yeah.
They're literally they're like building something like Cloud Code, but
Oh.
behind the scene they're using their own model. They just
Mhm.
use something like Cloud Code to give you a UI interface. I mean, to give you an interface to start coding. But
Yep.
behind the scene, they're not using the Cloud Opus model or Sonnet model. They're using their own open source model,
Okay.
so that they can lower down the cost. So that would be, I think that would be the alternative future in the future
Mhm.
to the expensive but the good performance models. You can use the cheaper models. The quality was not that great, but it's also
Mhm.
it's adequate enough to build any tools that you want. Just
Yeah,
not may not be fast
absolutely.
enough, right? May not be
Yeah.
fast enough, may not be intelligent enough, but you can do build a lot of tools
Yeah,
already.
just like the QN that you were talking about. I've used that
Yeah,
coding model, the 30B model in the
yeah,
past, and it's a nice model, but it's not
yeah,
capable as Claude is to take over. There's no real MCP unit that allows you to run your
yeah.
computer for you. You have to pull extra plugins, and that's a lot of extra work to layer that in. But I think anybody's there's going to be a point where somebody's going to come up with something that's just as good as Claude 4.5, whether it doesn't
Yeah.
matter really which model. Haiku is just as capable of
Yep.
coding all of the simple code that you want. It's when if you want to
Right.
dump an entire like CRM construct
Yeah.
into one chat,
Yeah.
instance where you want to discuss the entire code base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a big model. It's going to be a lot of bees and it's going to cost you a lot of money. But
Yeah.
working in small windows and just taking segments of code out, modules, components, whatever it is you want to break it down into, little binaries, you're gold nowadays with any of
Yeah.
the
I
models.
think I think the evolve development or the evolution of the AI models will be like different model will be good at
Mm-hmm.
different
Mm-hmm.
features. For
Yeah.
example, Cloud is good at coding, but Gemini is very good at multi-module input and output, means that creating images and videos will be
Mm-hmm.
much better than Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe OpenAI's model will come up with better voice feature. So the key is that different models are good at different things so that we can combine them together. We do not necessarily have to use the best model for everything, right?
No,
From
no.
yeah, from cost perspective.
And I do use a lot of different models. It's not like I just sit here all day on Claude or GPT, or if it's going to be Gemini, I'll sit out there. I play with the pros every now and then, but I don't find myself in need of having a pro account on every one of
Yeah,
these LLMs. I just don't,
yeah,
because I have big enough models that are open source that
yeah,
if I just need to bang away on keys for a while and build a construct and then take that framework and just say, okay, here's what I built over there. Now work with it, Claude, and take it to home plate for me, because that's really what you want to do. I built a lot of stuff on EasySite using the 3.7 Claude.
okay.
And then I flip over to 4.5, have him check the code, you might say, and then
Yes.
run with the final construct with 4.5. So I don't eat up all the tokens that I would if I did it the other way. So
Yeah,
um,
that's a smart.
it works. So you've still got deals going on over there, Ray, at EasySite, correct? I think you still got
Yes.
the ball rolling. So tell me a little bit about we're up to template number 54 now, I think.
Yeah.
All right,
We
tell us
built
about it.
we built 54 templates already in the for the bundle.
Okay.
So we recently released like six templates for local professional business. For example,
Okay.
the restaurant website, the legal websites or and the I think we also released the attorney website. What
Yep.
else?
Yep. You got
Real
the wedding
estate.
photos from before. Yeah, you got the real estate one. We got the
Yeah.
Proflow
Yep.
plumbing, the luxury
Yeah, the
hair.
plumbings. Yep.
You're
Hair
getting into
studio.
the niche builds now, where if you want a particular vertical, you can just come over here and grab a dental framework and build
Yep.
on that, and then replicate that over and over and over again. Stay in a niche and build all your business around that particular niche and stick with
Yep.
it. You're going to find yourself in a really good place. Same with the chiropractor, the
Yes.
solace, which I really like, mental health. You got the reservations for restaurants all ready to go. Good
Yep.
stuff, Ray. So you want to see what I built the last couple days?
Yes,
This
sure.
was just in the last 2 days. We needed a website for Best Live TV. We needed a new one because I was just running simple landing pages
Yep.
for a while there.
Wow.
So I sat down for a little while and I built a website. Let me pull it up in the actual bigger
Oh, I
version.
like
So
the color theme. It's
yeah,
yep.
I've always been red, gray, and black at Best Live TV since it was actually BCB Live back in 2010, 2012, 2012, actually. So
Yep.
we rebranded back in 2023 to Best Studios.
Yep.
And at that point, we still kept the color code, but you can see some of the framework on the windows, the hovers, the pop ups, the lighting going on randomly in the background that's flashing all the time. I've
Yep.
got some forms that I've built in as separate components. These are things that aren't actually part of the build. I'm bringing these in as frames from other apps where I build my forms in another app currently. But it's not that I can't build the form here. I built the
Yep.
stage for us, Ray, so that if we were
Wow.
broadcasting on YouTube, people could join the audience and just watch the
Wow.
broadcast right here inside the website pages. They can
Wow.
also watch us over at Best Live TV on YouTube if they want to, and I'm going to be adding those feeds as well. But it's all about promotion on every page,
Yep.
and get getting to where you need to be. I've done this all with context only. I built a studio. You'll be able to go here, Ray,
Yep,
and
that's right.
you can fill out the script bot that you've been using recently right here. This is that little
Ah,
form that you fill out
right.
before every broadcast. So it's part of the studio. You can actually sign into a broadcast release. If I'm working with commercial clients, they can join the Zoom or the Riverside stage, depending. They got some, environmental tech notes here to take care of what their concerns might be. And then I also have everything for just contact information. I thought this came out really nice. Another contact form, and then an about me page that I'm still working on. This is still in an edit mode, you might say.
Yep.
But then we have my books, which I wrote back in 2017 and 2020. They were updated in 2020 and 2023. So my best live guide is available for immediate free download over here. If you want to go read my book, you can grab that as well. There's
Awesome.
actually two. There's one there for the people that want to do this by themselves, and for the people that just want to learn from a business perspective on what live streaming can do for their business, like Ray uses here with our podcast. So this was something I built in a matter of, I'm going to guess, maybe a total day of 8 hours, just sitting down and deciding what my concept was going to be, how I was going to build it. I had it draw reference from old website pages that I'd built in the past. I used current web drops for other content, like show me some buttons that I like, show me some patterns that look good, and then just had all that scoped into it as CSS. And now I've got a functional work to that. I haven't even added a back end to that one yet. All right. That's
Okay.
something I intend to for all of the uploads for like assets for the show, a schedule, probably a little calendar booking section in there so that people can actually book a show with me. Right. I have links like that, but I want to kind of embed some of that stuff so people can see our schedule at Best Live TV as well, or we might be broadcasting on a particular date. Other than that, the big ones for me recently, I went back and I took a look at, which one was it I just touched upon? The AIO workflows? No. Oh, I did build a new one out of your models. I built AIO video,
Okay.
which went ahead and I grabbed your VO builder for the
Yep.
Soro 2 VO3 model. And this
Right.
is the typical framework that you get throughout there, but I'm going to brand this as AIO video, the all-in-one video creator.
Yep.
And it's all set to go. It's got the login. One thing I did run into, Ray, on one of these is I couldn't edit the pages. Maybe you know what to do in a case like this, where I want to flip to another page. It has Google OAuth and it's your OAuth right now. But
Okay.
earlier, what happened was it made it so that it was looping in the OAuth and would not break out of it.
Oh,
And I'm
yep.
not sure if you've seen that before. It's like you get a warning that Google won't open it here, but then it seems like it's working fine now. So
Right. So
happens
the I
every
think the
mechanic.
Google Ads didn't work within the iframe, so you have to
Yeah.
zoom out to make it a
Ooh.
bigger in the make it a full screen mode. Then the
Oh,
Google Ads would work.
I'm still here, Ray. Oh, there we go. I
Yeah.
lost you there for a second. This is a factor that happens now. I'll tell you, I did something that a broadcaster should never do.
Yeah.
And that is I updated my software prior to a broadcast, about 2 hours prior to a broadcast.
Right. Okay.
And we had one of our vendors update their software and the other one did not. So we're having
Okay.
issues with some software
Sweet.
compatibility problems right now between versions. So that's what
Yeah.
you're seeing all the glitching going on right now. So
Yeah.
sorry for that, Ray. But yeah, this just to give you an idea, I built that one in like 10 minutes. That was literally just take the template,
Awesome.
walk through it. I did
Yeah.
that live on TikTok. So that is something that should get the word out a little bit. A
Yeah.
lot of people showed up for that broadcast, actually. About 1,000 people walked in the door while
Wow.
I was broadcasting that. So
That's
what else
awesome.
you got, Ray? We need 46 more templates.
That's right. Yeah, we are going to build at least
Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
make it up to 100 templates.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Probably we're gonna roll out the rest in within a couple, 2 or 3 months, but it's 10 templates a
Oh,
month.
I had a recommendation, Ray, on the
Yeah,
EasySite builder itself. Okay.
yeah,
What I noticed is it's very difficult, and maybe I'm missing something,
yeah.
to just add or remove a link component like an HTTP
Um,
export external link to a
okay,
button
okay.
manually. Like, let's say
Okay.
I have it code all this stuff, and what this is causing is a lot of token
Yeah.
taking, only
Uh-huh.
because if I find out it ate the link and put it under the wrong button, or it puts the same link on two buttons,
Yeah.
or it doesn't add the link to the buttons at all, which I've seen it do a lot, and you just
Right.
have to kind of go back and reframe or box it into a window and say, give me, put the links on these buttons.
Yeah.
Wouldn't there be an easier way to just be able to click on the button and add the link as a separate variable box that we could just change it manually and not
Right.
have to run through? Because otherwise it has to rewrite an entire script page, an
Right.
entire JS page, or an entire TSX page, just for the sake of adding a link to a
Right.
button. When all we'd have to
Right.
do is click on the button, change the link with a copy paste, and you're done. And it's no recode, no wasted tokens, none of that stuff. You know what I
You
mean?
maybe you can use the visual edit feature, like
Well,
manual visual
I try
edit.
to use the code. I tried to use that too, but it doesn't. There's nowhere to just go. When you say
Uh-huh.
add, when I'm talking about using, like, here, let me go in and show you,
Okay.
because I think it's something that people might run into, and I don't want people to get stuck and not know what to
Sure.
do in a case like
Yep.
this. So let's say, for instance, I'm in my best live too. What This was one issue that I happened to run across when I was building the studio page.
Okay.
You can see it has some blue buttons. I had the heck of a time getting these two buttons to turn code. Are you seeing that? No, you're not. Right here. Hold on, I'll get it up to you.
Yeah.
I had a heck of a time changing these two buttons from a purple color that it assigned automatically
Okay.
to be able to just show red buttons. And then when I
Okay.
pick on one, like this one's going to bring up a form.
Yeah.
But the problem is if I have it coded properly, I can go to the code, I can
Uh-huh.
find the buttons in the navigation or on the page. Usually I'll just go to the page, I'll find the
Yeah.
studio page,
Yeah.
I'll look for the button text, and I'll find the link that should be there. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes those buttons don't actually have the link connected to the click point. There's no click point added to it. So you have
Oh,
to tell it, no, you need to make it a clickable button. Sometimes they'll just
yeah.
put the button with a up or down, but it doesn't have anything attached to it. So it
Right.
would be nice to be able to just go pick on the button from the front end in the
Yeah.
preview and
Yeah.
say, and I'll show you the difference because you already know this. If I pick on this button, there's no video connected to it yet. I would have to recode this whole page when I should just be able to go click, click, and come over here and add a link
Uh-huh.
into
Ah,
the
I got
HTML
you.
component. And that would be
Right.
it. It
Right.
would be
Yep. I
done. I
got
could
you.
hit save and it would be over. And I would
Yes.
be,
Got
it would
you.
be
I
so
got
much
you.
faster.
Right.
Right.
I got you. Yeah. You want
Ooh.
HTML link, right?
Yes, yes,
When you
yes,
click, yeah,
yes.
when you click
That way
button.
it's done and over. You only have to jump in there for a second to change
Right.
your links on any buttons that you've created. You can always
Right.
change the text on the button anyway. So if you do decide to
Yes.
make the button go somewhere else, you can at any time.
Right. Right now, I can only manually change the text. Right. You
Yes,
cannot
that is
add a
correct.
link, hyperlink.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could go into the code if you know how to
Yeah.
find it, but
Right.
90% of the people aren't going to be looking to go into the code and try and find
Right.
that link attached to
Exactly.
the button. So,
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
right, Ray. Well, we've hit our half hour for this evening. Is there anything else you'd like to cover on EasySite or New Oaks? I did have a comment about the databases.
Okay.
Would there be a way? I know you use Google Sheets. I
Yeah.
use A lot of people use Airtable. Some people use Monday. Other people use other CRMs, of course, with data tables in them as well. But AI Table is another big one that I use. I'm sure you've
Yes.
heard of Bika. Bika AI is a big player out there in China. So I see that being a really big, add-in to where we just are able to take your database, create a
Okay.
webhook to it. And I
Yeah.
think we could do that anyway, couldn't we?
Yeah, you can do that with webhook, I think.
And
Just
get the same result.
right, the same result. Just the best way is to use webhook to connect to database. Google Sheets is just for the small business doing e-commerce business.
Mhm.
I think they
Mhm.
put all their inventories into either Google Sheets or Excel
I see what you're
or
saying.
yeah. So, but with database, I think can always use webhook API.
And I'll tell you why. Because, like in the case of real estate, let's say
Yep.
you may
Okay.
want to enter a bunch of listings. And one
Yeah.
of the benefits of AI Table is you can create the table, and I could
Okay.
duplicate exactly what you use in Google Sheets. But the
Okay.
beauty of AI Table is the minute I import that CSV file and create the table, I can hit one button and turn
Okay.
that into a form. And
Ah,
now I can just have somebody sit down at the computer with a whole list of properties that need to be input into that table and just
okay.
plug away on that form all day long without getting lost in a table, which happens a lot. People trying to
Okay.
sell this, row that, looking for the right spot for the information instead of
Right.
having a property number, ID, property description, square footage, everything's right there in a form that you just fill out each little box as you go. It's
Oh,
done,
I
and it
got
makes
you.
that
Yes.
process so much easier.
Right.
You could use a Google form, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, Ray.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's more
but
intuitive, right? Yeah. The UI is
yes,
more intuitive. I got you now.
for
I
sure. All
finally
right.
got you why why everybody wants to use Airtable.
Air
Yeah.
or AI, they're both the
AI
same,
table.
really.
Yeah.
They're competing type products. And the last one, Ray, is the Supabase updates to their API. I sent you the link to that. That was something that just finalized as of November, where they would like everybody to switch from the old Anon
Okay.
API keys. They now have a service role key and an Anon key that are publishable and secret. So
Okay.
just go, everybody that's out there that will probably want to be looking at those SOPs soon, because I'm sure they're going to be asking everybody to change the way that they access those Supabase accounts.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, dude.
Yep. No
Always
problem.
a pleasure, Ray. Give us the last word out of here and we'll call it a night.
Yeah. So we still have a couple release for each site. So yeah, one more thing is yesterday I web coded a fun website called AI just within
What
three
is
hours.
it? Wait a
Am
minute. What's
I
it called?
dead?
Am
Am
I
I
dead?
am I dead? Yeah.
Oh, am I dead? Like as
Am I
in,
dead? Yeah. Live or dead? Am I dead?
is it really out there right now?
Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah.
website? Am
Yes.
I dead? I see it. Dot
www.
life.
Am I dead.app.
Oh, dot app.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
see
I
this.
literally web code the website within like 3 hours from front end to back end.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay, I
popular
got
right
it.
now. Yeah.
I
Just
didn't know this.
you have to check in every day. Otherwise, you're gonna send an email to your emergency contact.
If you
Yeah.
don't check in, they go
You
looking
don't
for
check
you.
in for 48 hours, it's gonna send an email to your emergency contact, say, hey, Leland didn't check in. You better check
That's
in out.
hilarious. So who
Yeah.
came up with this idea? Where did this stem from?
Wow.
I've never seen this.
It has been very popular right now in both China and
Oh, is it?
the world. Yeah. The hottest website nowadays. So I just decided to
Really?
copy one. Yeah.
That's so
It's kind
funny.
of so popular. I think maybe because the economy is so bad right now around the world, people just want someone to
It's sure
to
he's
check
still there. The
whether
minute you
they're.
die, somebody's going after your social security number here in the United States, though. So be
Oh,
careful.
really? Wow.
Oh no, if you didn't hear about all the scams that have been going on over here with the social
Okay.
security numbers and things, we won't even
Yeah.
get into that. So Ray, I appreciate you being here as always, hanging out with us at New Oaks AI, and all those who do hang out with us as well. If we're still broadcasting, I think we are. With
Yeah.
some of the glitches that we've had today, we had a couple. We had Brand Authority show up on the feed. So, are you dead? Why don't you go find out for yourself? Go check out am I dead.app.
Yep.
Sign up, see if
Yeah.
you're still out there, and make sure that you put the right contact in, because if you are, you certainly want them to get the notification to the person that's still alive.
Right.
Ray, as always, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care and start thinking up those names for guys. 46, no, 40, yeah, 46 more templates coming
Yes.
very soon to EasySite. We'll see you next
That.
time, Ray. Take care. Have a good night. All right, bye for now.
Bye.